Welcome back guys. Cyberpunk 2077 just received a major update in the form of patch version 2.13 dropped on 12th September. The key highlight of this patch is the addition of FSR 3 frame generation to the game. Just to be clear, it's not FSR 3.1, FSR 3.0. This means you cannot use XeSS or DLSS upscaler in conjunction with FSR frame generation. A bit disappointing. Don't expect much improvement in terms of image quality with FSR 3 upscaler. It's just a slightly tweaked version of FSR 2.2 upscaler. But there are some unofficial ways of adding FSR 3.1 to the game. You can try using Luke FC's paid Uniscaler mod or the free DLSS enabler mod, which basically uses Nukem 9's DLSS G2 FSR 3 mod. I'll quickly go through the patch notes. Added support for FSR 3 with frame generation, added support for XeSS upsampling version 1.3. It will now be possible to enable both DLAA and DLSS ray reconstruction at the same time for NVIDIA GPU owners. Added a new utilities tab in the settings and moved HDD mode, hybrid CPU utilization and AMD simultaneous multi-threading options there. It's basically SMT. Other stability and visual fixes. I'll be testing the game on my Rog Ally Z1 Extreme variant. We'll also be measuring the latency using AMD's frame latency meter. I'll show you the complete process. First we need to download the tool from GitHub. It's free. We'll give the link to this website in the description. Just scroll down, expand asset section, click on FLM_version 1 zip file, already downloaded. Open file explorer, go to downloads directory. There's the FLM zip file that we downloaded. Open it, copy all of the files present here, paste them in any directory you want. I have created this folder, named it FLM. Just paste the files here. Now you need to run this exe file using run as administrator mode. This window will pop up. In order to access FLM setting, you just need to press the right mouse button. Enable this option, show all measurements per line. All of the measurements will now be displayed on this black screen. Mouse movement or mouse click. I have selected mouse movement setting. Save settings to INI. Game uses frame generation. First I'll be running Cyberpunk without frame generation, so just uncheck this setting. Now click on save settings to INI. Yes. Close. Yes, sometimes this settings box can freeze. See? Close the program. Start it again. Open settings. Yeah, setting is unchecked. Close. It froze again. Restart it again. Okay, so in order to start the measurement, you just need to press Alt plus T keys together. This is the hotkey. Stop the measurement by pressing the hotkey again. Exit the window by pressing Alt plus Q keys. I'll just keep this application running in the background. For Cyberpunk, I have set the UMA buffer size to 6 GB. If you are running the vanilla version of the game, VRAM usage should not exceed 5 GB on Rog Ally with the medium preset. Phantom Liberty is more demanding than the base version of Cyberpunk. In Dogtwon area, I have seen the VRAM usage within a range of 5 to 5.5 GB on Ally. My Ally is running on BIOS version 339. I have installed AMD's latest technical preview GPU driver that enables AFMF2. Using a 25 watts manual profile, all 3 power values set at 25 watts. 720p resolution. You can try using 900p resolution at the cost of performance. 8 to 9 FPS drop. CPU boost disabled. Connected my Gulikit KK3 Max gamepad to allow Bluetooth mode. Launch the game. Adrenaline settings for the game. FreeSync and VSync enabled. Anti-lag setting enabled. That's it. Using a custom afterburner overlay to show you the performance metrics. New settings tab, utilities. HDD mode disable. I have installed the game on Ally's internal SSD. SMT auto. I am basically using the medium preset with motion blur disabled. Resolution scaling set to FSR 2.1. Change it to FSR 3C using its quality preset. Frame generation disabled for the time being. Film grain, chromatic aberration, depth of field disabled. Motion blur disabled as well. Settings that come with the medium preset. Apply. Resolution 720p, VSync off. First I'll be testing the standard version of the game. I am standing right outside V's apartment building. I think this place is called Little China. Yeah, base FPS here is around 50 to 60. See, we are not hitting the GPU bottleneck, so game's performance is limited by the single core CPU performance. VRAM usage around 4.1 GB. Now I'm going to measure the game's latency. Just press FLM's hotkey Alt+T. After pressing the hotkey, camera will be moving automatically like this. You just need to wait for about 20 to 30 seconds for FLM to collect enough data to process the latency numbers. I'm not sure about this tool's accuracy, but I really don't have any other method of showing you the numeric value of latency. It's been 30 seconds now. I'll just stop the measurement. Press Alt+T keys together. There you go. Minimize the game. Open FLM tool. I'll expand this window. Let's study the numbers. FPS mostly stayed around 56. See, latency values, it mostly stayed around 51 milliseconds. This is the total latency, not just FSR3's latency. I've seen similar numbers in Ghost of Tsushima when I was testing AMD's anti-lag 2 technology. It comes with its own latency meter. Yeah, 50 to 53 milliseconds of latency. Now I'll just enable frame generation. Set it to on. Okay, need to restart the game. Need to change FLM's setting as well. Open its setting, right mouse button. Enable this setting. Game uses frame generation. Save settings to INI. Yes. Close. It froze again. Restart it. Yeah, setting got enabled. Close, and this time it worked. We are in. FPS increased to around 95, all thanks to frame generation. Okay, I'll start the latency measurement. Press the Alt and T keys together. Camera should start moving automatically like this. Just wait for around 20 to 25 seconds. You'll be seeing the latency with FSR frame generation enabled. Test complete. Opened FLM's window. Game's FPS was within the range of 95 to 98. Latency numbers are here. 70 to 75 milliseconds of latency with FSR frame generation enabled. When I had it disabled, the overall latency was around 50 to 53 milliseconds. So FSR frame generation increased the latency by around 20 to 23 milliseconds. Real world input delay using my gamepad. Looking around. Yeah, latency is not a problem. Game's HUD elements are not flickering. 90 to 100 FPS, but I'll be honest, it does not feel as smooth as the real 100 FPS. Some pieces of paper are floating around. Few of them are not rendered properly, just disappear. There is a mod that completely disables these floating papers, and this piece is rendered properly. Okay, now I'll be stealing a vehicle. Show you some combat first. Keep an eye on the FPS counter. I'll be honest guys, it's a bit difficult to observe the graphical artifacts on a small display. Get inside. Cops will be coming soon. Just observe the car's bumper. Bottom area. I'll gain some speed. Some flickering used to occur around the bumper area when we enable frame generation via FSR3 mods. Oh my god. These guys won't let me move. I'm stuck. FPS dropped down to around 70. Even at high speeds, I am not observing any flickering around the car's bumper bottom edge. Right here, see? So no car flickering with official FSR 3 frame generation implementation. Clearly see the car's shadow. 70 to 100 FPS base version of Cyberpunk 2077. Now I'll be loading Dogtwon area, very demanding, exclusive to Phantom Liberty expansion. We are in JSB. Keep an eye on the FPS counter. This particular area is very demanding on the CPU. FPS is close to 80. Dropped down to around 70. Riding my bike. You can see VRAM usage is around 5 GB. Depends on the area. Another round. This time I'll engage in combat. Here I am observing some choppiness. Equip my gun. Burn this place down. Oh no, not these tin cans. I hate them. No other option. (70 to 80 FPS during combat. Tin can exploded. It's a good performance on Rog Ally. Out of grenades. Just shoot them down. This drone was shooting at me. I'll just test the game at 900p resolution as well. Apply. First we have the base version of Cyberpunk. Right outside V's apartment building. Yeah, at 900p resolution. We are getting close to 80 FPS with frame generation. I'll be very honest with you. This 80 FPS does not feel like the real 80 FPS. Quickly kill the cop. 70 FPS during combat. Steal the vehicle. Yeah, you can play the game at 900p resolution. Lost about 10 FPS, 10 to 15. You can try using the balance preset of FSR 3 if you want. Entirely up to you. May help in improving the performance slightly. This is the quality preset of FSR 3. Again, car's bumper is not flickering with frame generation enabled. Now I'll load Dogtwon area. This is Dogtwon driving around. FPS is close to 60. This is with frame generation enabled. 900p resolution. Without frame generation, FPS would have been around 35. Image quality is looking sharp. Oh my god, 58 FPS. Yeah, 900p resolution is a bit too much for Rog Ally in this area. Entirely up to you. So that's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.